everybody. Welcome to the third episode of Give It To Me Straight. That's how we like it, so that's how we're going to give it to you. Okay, so before we get into it, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's watched, liked, commented, subscribed. We appreciate all the support. Thank you to everyone that's listening, taking the time out. We appreciate everything. But let's just get right into it. Today we're going to be talking about threesomes, and in honor of threesomes, I wore my unicorn shirt. Look, you see
it? All right. So who wants to start? I can start?
Start.
All right. So I want to start about threesomes. What I want to talk about is when it comes to threesomes, right? Why is it that like men always like they put the pressure on for a threesome because they want another female in the room, this, and the third. But if a girl was to like talk about like wanting another guy or anything like that in the room, like she's a hoe, or like it's immediately disgusting, and it's not something that men want to do, but they put so much pressure to like for us to like give them threesomes. And I'm not saying that every man deserves a threesome. I'm not saying that any man deserves a threesome, but I'm just saying that the expectations is for like it's okay for them to ask for another female, but the minute that you ask for another man, they look at you like, whoa, who am I dating?
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I feel like, so if we're talking about threesomes in terms of being with somebody you're with, it's definitely more of a benefit to the male, because at the end of the day, there's all this new pussy from random people. But like you said, if we wanted to go fuck another guy, it would be a problem for them.
I've heard guys say that their reasoning behind it is because they say that in a threesome everyone's interacting, and if it were to be a situation where it was two guys, everyone wouldn't be interacting, so it wouldn't necessarily be a threesome.
But I feel like sometimes in a threesome there is not interaction between all three people
with both females.
I feel like if in the threesome there's no interaction with the females, then maybe they shouldn't be doing it. Because like Christina said, like men are always so quick to ask for a threesome, want to pressure you for a threesome, and it shouldn't be only about them. You shouldn't be having a threesome unless you're interested in women. Because if you're not interested in women, then why are you doing it? Just like you don't want to have a threesome with a man, women shouldn't be having threesomes for the man. It should be for themselves, so that everyone's enjoying it. Because if everyone's not enjoying it, then what's the point? It shouldn't just be for him. Even if he deserves it or whatever, it shouldn't just be for him, because men don't put themselves in position to be sexually uncomfortable, so neither should a woman.
Yeah, I agree. Like personally, I enjoy threesomes more when I was a unicorn. Like if it was somebody that one of my friends was seeing and they invited me in, I felt like that was more enjoyable for me than having a threesome with somebody I'm emotionally involved with, because there will be areas of uncomfortability, at least for me.
I agree.
I would say, like, I wouldn't say it would necessarily be uncomfortability, because if I were to do it, it would be because I wanted to do it. I would just say, I feel like men don't realize, like, they just think, oh, you like girls? It should just be easy for you to set up a threesome. And it doesn't work that way. It's just like, just because I can find a girl that wants to interact with me, it doesn't mean that she wants to interact with my nigga. Like, for the most part, none of us have any issues finding a man.
Right.
So it's like, unless it just kind of happens that way, it's not easy to find somebody to do a threesome with. And then guys, they just think that, and then on top of that, it's like, even if you are open to it, right? It's like, they just be wanting it to be, in my opinion, I feel like they just want everything just so easy. It's like, you want a threesome, then pay for it.
That's how I feel. I feel like you should pay for it.
Exactly. You should be paying for it. Instead of trying to make me try to set up the vibe and all of that, you should be trying to, be like, even if I gotta invite the girl, at least have the setup ready. Like, we got the telly, we got the drink. If sis wants something extra, all of that. Because
why do men feel like it's like super easy for us to like set up these threesomes? Like they think just interested in you that doesn't necessarily mean that they want your nigga. You know what I mean? So like a lot of times they think that it's like super easy. Like I have a question because this has happened to me like maybe like 3 times, right?
Mhm.
And I'll be so ditzy and I'll be so dumb and oblivious to what's going on. But have you ever been in a situation where like a girl tried to set you up with a threesome? Like it took you a second. Yes.
I do not play that shit. Me? Mm-mm. I am not the one. Because I'll be like, what y'all think is about to happen? No, absolutely not. No, don't try to set me up.
These girls be slick. Watch out.
Ask me. If that's really what you want, then ask me. Don't just try to set me up and invite me to wait that and people trying to get me drunk. That's crazy. Absolutely not. Don't try to set me up. Ask.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely feel differently about threesomes, as opposed to being a threesome. I mean, not a threesome, being a unicorn, and then it being with somebody with.
Yeah, I feel like it's harder.
It's like as far as the whole being a unicorn thing, right? Like it's kind of like the person kind of does have to bring you into it. So, but it's just like I just feel like it be situations where people just be. It's like I didn't give you any hints towards this, like what's happening right now. Like you kind of know, like what that when to do it, and people just be pushing it, and that's how you end up in like weird, uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how we mentioned like the uncomfortability thing or whatever. But say for instance you're having a threesome with your partner, and you see him like, I don't know, going to town on girl, like, it's just in a way where you're like, well, damn, he never did that to me before, So I feel like that's what I was referring to when I say uncomfortability. But sometimes like different, I don't know, positions and ways of doing things are different for different people.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I've been in a threesome before. I didn't like the look he was giving her, and I just dead punched him in the face. And it was just a reaction. I didn't know. I felt bad afterwards, and then I just went in the bathroom, and then he's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm just like, "Why was you doing that like that? Like you was just doing too much."
Oh my God. No, how about this? My one friend and his girl were having a threesome with one of her friends or whatever. And, all was cool until the friend said to him, yeah, bring that big ass dick over here. Why he say his girl grabbed her head and tried to bang it into the wall.
That is crazy. And that's a whole nother thing with the whole like choosing who you have a threesome with and stuff like that, because if somebody invites you into their bedroom, right, then like you're just supposed to follow their lead. Of course that would make somebody uncomfortable. Like for you to just, it's like, bitch, did I tell you to say that? Like, did I start something? Who asked you to start it? Because now it's making her feel like, are you gonna be discomfortable at a later date?
Yeah.
But then it's also hard to find somebody to have a threesome with, because like of course you don't want to just be having sex with strangers. And then it's like you're still not trying to take down all your friends either. So it's like if it's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen. If not, it's not.
Say scenario, would you be comfortable with him taking part in initiation, bringing ladies in, or would you
No. Hell no.
So yeah, I was gonna say, would you want to have total control over that aspect of it? The
complete control.
Yeah, because my thing is, I wouldn't want my man in touch with other females because it's just like you never know.
You can't trust them anyway.
Yeah.
The reality is, if they're gonna go and do what they're gonna do, they were gonna do it anyway. So, like, it would be best for the girl to have the control, because then in most cases, you'll be able to know like when they're interacting and stuff like that. But, even with that, you really don't know, because once you invited the person into your bedroom, unless you have your eyes on them every single time, you don't know if maybe they exchange numbers afterwards. So the reality is the person is going to do what they're going to do. I feel like, if people would just be a little bit more comfortable, like as far as if you are comfortable with having a threesome, a lot of times a guy does know a girl that would be with. And it would be easier or whatever the case may be. And I know of course there's gonna be that lingering thought of, what's still happening or whatever the case may be, but if the lingering thought is gonna be there, it was gonna be there anyway. Because there are couples that they're able to do stuff like that and it works out fine for them. So it has to be about the couple having trust with each other, because if y'all don't trust each other, then of course you're going to be thinking maybe this person's going to do something without me or whatever the case may be. Because I think it would be so much easier if the guy would just get the girl, like.
No, but I feel you on the trust thing, because sometimes couples want to take that next step as far as threesomes are concerned before they even fully get to know each other,
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes like one partner may feel like they're ready for that, and the next partner may feel like, well, damn, like I don't even really know you like that. And like you said, like if a guy wants to do something, he's gonna do it regardless.
Yeah.
And, I actually saw a scenario where sis was giving dude threesome after threesome or whatever, and thinking shit's all good, but then he goes and cheats on her with his baby mom, somebody who he told her he hated. So It is like back to what you said, Shanae. He's gonna do what he wants to do regardless.
This is so true.
That's why that goes back to what I originally said. If you're having a threesome, it should be because you want to have it, because you want to experience that two people, the girl and the guy, not because you're doing it for him. If you're doing it for him, then when something does happen, you're going to feel like I did this and I did that. If you did it for yourself, then it's going to be like, hey, I had a threesome. I feel like another thing, like when it comes to threesomes, some guys, they want threesomes and they can't even handle two girls.
Yo, let's talk about that. Like, you want a threesome and you lucky that I'm even tolerating what the you get. Come on. Right. Like, listen.
Let's talk about it, okay? Because
y'all see me. Y'all see how honest I am. Like, somebody asked me, and I was just like, honestly, like, you need to work on what's happening between me and you before you even think about like inviting somebody else in here. And I know that probably like hurt his confidence or whatever the case may be. But as women, it's like always so much concentration on male's pleasure, and why should I jump out my socks to give you a threesome and you're not even doing everything right to please me?
Yeah.
Right? If we could get it right, once we get it right, then we could talk about that. If we don't got it right, if I'm not completely satisfied, then this is not even a conversation.
A lot of these men expect us to like bend over backwards for them, and it's just like, wait, you haven't even ate my pussy until I came yet. But you asking me to invite somebody else in here so you can stick your dick in something new. No, exactly. We have to figure this out first.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
True.
Exactly, because it's supposed to be about everybody enjoying each other, not for you to just come in, have all your fun, and for me to be half satisfied. That's not right.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that like a lot of these men are the type of dudes where it's like sucking their dick or whatever, but they don't want to give you head until after like 6 months to a year in, because like, oh, I don't trust you.
No.
Right. So those are
that.
the type of dudes that we need to stay away from.
Yeah. Those are like deal breakers for me.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, that's a deal breaker. No, absolutely not.
Deal breaker.
Sucking dick is hard.
Sucking dick is extremely annoying. Like, if I don't really want you, I'm not doing it. Like, it's so cool, but y'all know that part where, like, it's like, it kind of starts hurting in your jaw. It's like, all right, can you just come already? Like,
for the most part, and it's so funny because I always see these memes. They're all like, oh, girls don't suck dick until you come. And I'm just like, that's always what guys want. Like, if anything, guys, they eat you out and they're not even doing it right.
No. Hello, they don't even know where they should be licking. Like, it's just like, come on, like.
And then you get mad.
You gotta go through like the process of the months of the like teaching them and telling them what to do. Right. And that's a process for you. And it's like, for me, I'm like, as long as you're willing to learn, all right, I can work with that, because everybody's not gonna just be great right off the bat. But if you're just not, like, no, then
you shouldn't be acting.
Well, I'm not dealing with no man who doesn't do that.
They don't just have too much audacity. It's just like the girls you mentioned, like, you know, maybe you're bisexual or whatever, and they just hear bisexual and just automatically think threesome. And sometimes by being bisexual doesn't mean that somebody wants to have a threesome. Maybe that means I want to enjoy men when I enjoy men, and I want to enjoy women when I enjoy women. But somehow, some way, they just combine it, and it's just like, I didn't say that.
Oh, and I've actually experienced that, you know, like, it's just like, I've always been the type of person where I did like to keep it separate. It's like, the things I do with girls, the things I do with guys are different, and I did have a partner who, I don't want to say, like, tried to monopolize, because this ain't money here, but he really tried to benefit off of me being into women. And it was like a lot of conversations we had beforehand, but like, we kind of did end up inviting other girls in.
I feel like at this point, I feel like I've been the unicorn, so I kind of want to experience like with my own. But it's not. Once again, it's just not an easy thing to accomplish.
Yeah.
It's not.
Let me tell you, it like I said, it can work, but it's difficult. You know, it could be something like, say you and your man, y'all both don't like kissing or whatever. So y'all don't kiss like that, and y'all can just get it popping, whatever. But y'all are cool with that. That's how y'all been. But then this new bitch comes in, and then it's like, oh, they making out all crazy. And it's just like, wait, man, you don't even kiss. Like, I feel like it'll be things like that you'll start to think of in your head. Like, or say, for instance, you just like head on your back. You're not really a face sitter, right? New bitch comes in, she just riding his face. And you're like, well, damn, I never even roll his face like that. I feel like those are like,
I mean, I guess with that, you're just supposed to control it. The woman, you're his woman, so you're supposed to really be, you know, orchestrating what's happening.
No, you're right, but controlling it without taking away from other people's experiences.
Absolutely.
Right? It's like, at the same time,
there's a way to control it without taking away the experience.
Yeah, because it's like at the same time, like, you did agree to this, right? So other people.
But there should still be certain boundaries. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should still be like Shanae said, you should be guiding as to like what's going on. Question: have you guys like ever like got into a situation where like a guy like tried to like kind of like shame you into having a threesome? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, say for instance, you did something to him, or he found out that you were messing with someone, or just anything, and he tries to like, oh, well, you know, you can just bring a girl in and, you know, we'll be all good and we'll be all cool. Because I've had that happen to me, and I just felt like, so wait, because I got caught doing something. Mind you, we're not together. You feel what I'm saying? This isn't my boyfriend. You feel what I'm saying? It's just I lied. You know what I'm saying? I flat out lied. And I got caught lying. And then he was just like, well, you know, since you like girls, why, you know, you just can't bring girls in? Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, but what I do with this person is what I do with this person. Don't try to shame me into now including both of you guys together. Like, it's just kind of like messed up. I just feel like a lot of times guys try to like shame girls into threesomes, and they feel like, okay, well, like you said, well, you're bisexual, so this must be what you want to do. And it's just like, not necessarily. Not necessarily, you know?
I think start, you know, making that known from the beginning. Like, you know, just because I'm bisexual, that doesn't mean that I'm offering you up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe I just keep it to myself.
Wait, you were saying keep what to yourself? That you're bisexual?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Males at the end of the day, they don't even deserve the chance to manipulate you in a direction you don't want to go in.
Yeah. I had a guy, he was being manipulative, but in a different way. So I was drinking. He knew that I was like pretty intoxicated. He knew that I was bisexual and that I like girls. So like, you know, while we was out, he was like, you can't bag that girl. I bet you can't bag that girl. Like,
oh my gosh, they do that all the time.
That's like kind of insulting too. It's just like, I don't have to get up and, so I'm not a clown. It's not the fucking circus. You get up. Like,
I bet you can't bag that girl.
Right. And then that time particularly, I'm just like, yeah, I can. And I did. And, you know, just ignored him because, yeah, absolutely I can. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to include you. He thought he was cute, but I showed him otherwise.
Yeah, like, I felt like it was okay if I brought it up or expressed interest in a woman. But when my partner would do it, I would have a problem with it. Because it's just like, no. Like, I don't know. I just felt like it would become like too much for me.
When you say your partner, like a male or a female?
My partner that's a male. You know,
A
like
male?
we're out, you know, eating, I don't know, on the strip somewhere. Oh, babe, that might be a nice one for us. Oh, babe, what you think of her? It's just like, nigga, shut up, okay?
At that point, it's just like, all right, you're doing too much. It's like, you know, it's like they have to know, like the men, they have to pay attention to their woman to figure out, to know, like, when it's okay and when you make her uncomfortable. Like, you should know not to push it. Like, if you said a few things and she laughed it off and didn't really say too much, that means to move on.
Yeah.
But sometimes they just don't know when to move on. But I just feel like, you know, it's all good if you're comfortable in that sexual space. I just feel like in under any circumstances, should you let anybody pressure you into it, manipulate you into it, and you just shouldn't be having a threesome unless you wholeheartedly want to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
One or two girls or some partners that you guys see consistently, or would you rather it be different girls every time?
I feel like if it's gonna be someone consistent, then just why not have like a 3-way relationship?
Yeah.
Because I feel like me personally, I feel like relationships and marriages are business. Like, I just feel like it's business. I mean, there's love there too. Don't get me wrong, but it's business because life keeps moving. All right, you feel what I'm saying? Kids, bills, all of that stuff. We can keep it flowing, and we having sex, and we having some bomb ass sex. What? It should just be a 3-way relationship. If not bringing girls in, it needs to just be new girls.
Yeah, I totally
men want to fuck new girls regardless. So it's gonna be new girls. But if you're gonna stick with someone, you might as well just bring her in on the team. Like, that's how I feel.
I don't know if I could agree with that. Depends, I feel like.
Yeah, it depends on the trust and the relationship, you know? It really all depends upon that as well. Because, like, I've been in, like, situations where, like, I've wanted a 3-way relationship and the man didn't want it. And I'm confused. Like, you would think a guy would want 2 bitches. And he's just like, no, it's a headache. Like, I only want one. I'm good with one. And girls are expensive and I don't have time. So I was just like, all right,
you know,
fine.
That person probably tried it before because, you know, that whole, like, the 3-way relationship, I feel like people may look down upon it because, like, you can't really explain it too much in society. But when you think about, like, everything else, like you said, the bomb ass sex and, like, having 3 incomes instead of 2, like, all of that stuff,
Children, the aspect, everything. It's bomb.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like as far as just guys, like, when you first, I can understand why he said it's a headache because it's not always just bomb sex. Now you really are dealing with 2 girls and their attitudes, because men think sometimes that because you're in a 3-way relationship that means that they can still be absent. And it's like, no, just because there's a girl here, that doesn't take away from me still wanting you to do what you're supposed to do. So now you just, like you said, you have that headache from 2 people. Can you handle that? So we have some fan mail from No Sleep Get Money. So he said, why is it that if we establish that, you know, threesomes are going to be a part of our sexual relationship, why is it that a man can't suggest a woman? Would you guys like to answer first?
I'll go. Okay, I was going to say, for me, depending on the term of your relationship, how long you guys have been together, say this is someone you've only been with for maybe like 6 months to a year. That doesn't necessarily determine your trust level, but I just feel like a lot of men can't be trusted, right? So that's why I feel like, as a woman, I would want to have full control over that situation.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I would want to have control over the situation, like, entirely. Period. It would just make me feel more comfortable.
Like I said earlier, I just say I understand. Like, once again, like I said, like, if it's like the first few times, I would probably be the one to orchestrate it or whatever. But, you know, after we decided that we were comfortable, like I said, I feel like the guy should be able to, you know, make a suggestion. And actually, I really wouldn't mind all of that pressure being off of me. Because, a lot of times when a guy did kind of open up that window, the person is already into it. Like, as far as me trying to set it up, it's a lot more of a process. So I personally don't think it's that bad if a guy, you know, makes the suggestion. But once again, it depends on where you guys trust levels are at. So in my opinion, if you guys decided that this is what y'all gonna do and this is like a part of it, but then you always have to be in full control, then I feel like you might have to question, like, why are you having threesome in the first place?
No, I totally agree with you, Shanae. I feel like that is 100% correct. Like, if you're not with someone you fully trust, you guys should not be having threesomes. And I also agree with you that, like, if I was in a situation like that with my male partner, I would like some of that stress, not stress, but I don't want to be like you. Yeah, I mean, let's keep it real. It does get a little stressful, but it's like, yeah, we can both go fishing, but it just really has to be with someone you trust.
And I feel like it will be more of an experience. It's more of a fun experience for you guys to, find, like you said, go fishing and find somebody that you guys mutually like, instead of you just taking complete control and being like, I picked her. This is her.
I feel like I'm gonna pick the person.
Anyone?
It doesn't even necessarily mean he enjoys it. Just because you picked her, just because you enjoy her, doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna enjoy it. Because I've heard stories, and people don't really talk about that part of it. I've heard situations in where, like, a girl invited a girl into the bedroom, and that they were interacting so much, they just kind of left him out, made him feel uncomfortable.
That's true.
I've been in a situation like that before.
Me too.
And then it's like, nobody talks about those things either. It's like, is it okay for the guy to just feel uncomfortable? And
I mean, it is okay.
The same way guys can't be trusted, let's be honest, girls can't be trusted either. And when someone knows that, you fucking girls, then they just kind of, that makes them self-conscious as well. Like, what you doing when you hanging out? Like, are you taking them down? Like, what's up?
Oh,
like,
my God.
Here's my thing about that. I don't understand how men get jealous of females. How could you be mad if you never really gave that person those things? Then you see
that person shouldn't be mad.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, you see it coming from a female. What are you mad at?
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah. I just feel like it really depends on, like, the relationship. Like you said, if it's that type of relationship, then y'all probably shouldn't even be discussing threesomes in the first place. If it's that uncomfortable, if it's no love, no connection, like, that means when y'all have a threesome, what it's gonna be for him?
No, y'all shouldn't be having a threesome. Y'all should be working on the affection and love within y'all before you even go to even have a threesome. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like threesomes are more fun when you the unicorn, though, because it's like you dip it. I
understand why you rather, and trust me, I totally get it, because I'm, everything that I'm saying, I've never had my own threesome before. Crack myself up. So, like I said, I understand why you rather just be the person that's coming in, because there's no stress. You know that you just there to have your fun, and that you're gonna leave, and that's that. Like, you don't have to think about, nobody trying to deal with your man behind your back, or your man enjoying that person more than he enjoyed you. You just had your fun, and that was that. You don't got to think about it or anything. But I just feel like as far as threesomes, once again, when you are comfortable enough to, reach that level with that person, you'll want to do it. If you don't want to do it, then continue to just be the unicorn.
You are bisexual, right? And you like women. You want to keep doing both separately. But your man is not okay with it.
That's interesting. That was actually on a show. What was I watching? That was on? The Purge. I watched The Purge, and
Purge. They were talking about threesomes on that. Oh, that's a show. Okay.
Yeah, it was the season of The Purge, and this married couple, they invited a woman into their bedroom to, like, spice things up. That ended up spicing things up, but then the husband ended up catching his wife cheating with the girl. And like I said, it's easy to just say that a person shouldn't feel no type of way because it's a girl, but the reality is, they're married, and he's thinking, like, we're only doing this together. In the same way, it's not okay for Like, it's like, why is it okay? It's not okay for the guy to go out and hook up with her, you know, without his wife. But if a girl does it, he shouldn't be upset. And I understand, like, you know, why he kind of felt a way about it, because he was disincluded, because this is, for them, this is more than just sex. Like, they've got a life together. So
Understandable. But he still shouldn't be that upset.
it's just like a lot of times most double standards lean in for guys. You know, they work out for them, but it's like when it doesn't work out for women, we have to acknowledge those too.
Well, we have to speak up on him, because if you just hear being quiet, he's not being quiet. He's vocal about what he wants. So you just have to speak up about what bothers you.
Yeah. Some guys, they don't mind. They don't mind. Some guys don't mind if their woman, you know, carries on a relationship with another girl, as long as it's not another guy. But some guys do mind.
What puzzles me is the guys who do mind. You have another female that I kick it with from time to time. Why do you feel threatened by that?
So we have some more fan mail. A gentleman wants to know, why is it that if we have agreed upon that we are going to deal with this girl, why is it okay that you can go out with her without him? I would say it's not necessarily okay, but I wouldn't say it's wrong either. I think that if a woman is open to having that type of experience with you, open to giving you threesomes regularly, like, you should be very appreciative of that. Not be so entitled, because that's what the problem becomes. Men become so entitled. Like, it's like, you know, now I'm probably hanging out with this girl or whatever, and you know, you want pictures, and it's like, why do you want pictures? Like, why we can't have the moment? You know what I'm saying? I get, like, that we're all supposed to be doing everything together, but also keep in mind that I'm not having sex with other men.
What is the problem?
Yeah.
That's true. It's two freaking vaginas. What do you feel threatened by?
I feel like the men aren't appreciative enough.
Issue of she don't want you. It's like, him as a man, he needs to just accept that and not be mad.
Right, because even in that situation, it's just like, okay, maybe the girl probably did agree. Like, if she agreed to it and that's what you brought her over for, is it your fault that, you know, who knows? You probably didn't even initiate it. She probably was just like, let's, you know, do this before he comes home. If she don't want you, then it's just like, move on. If we're doing this, then, you know, let's just move on to the next person, and don't be so in your feelings, because everybody's not going to want you. And if y'all understood that from the beginning, from when you wanted a threesome, then everything would be all good. Just because this woman wants to interact with me, it doesn't necessarily mean you. I got to convince her to interact with you.
And with the situation that he was talking about, it was like, okay, yeah, I hooked up with the girl real quick. That wasn't expected or planned or anything. I just chilled with her before he got off work. Then we both went back to his house. I started falling asleep a little on the couch because, you know, bitch is high, a little drunk. So I was just like, well, look, if you tired, you know, I'm just go back home, whatever. So it may not have even necessarily had anything to do with him. It's just like, I was starting to feel a little out of it. So she was just like, all right, like, you know.
And I understand why he feels gypped of the experience. Like, he feels like this was supposed to happen, and you got yours and left me out.
That's my thing with him, guys. We were not in no committed relationship at that time. In his mind, we were, but he ain't asked me to be his girl. So he over here like,
you hate that? That's a whole nother topic.
Because in their mind, you be their whole girl, but whole time you dating them, they don't want a relationship, right? So it's like, how am I your girl? I didn't even know I was your girl. How I cheated?
You ain't want a relationship. But that's basically what happened with me. Remember, I told you I wasn't in a relationship and I was doing what I wanted to do, and then now they're feeling like, oh, well, we were in a relationship. Since when? You didn't tell me you wanted one. Like,
yeah. Date. What's the anniversary?
I don't even know, because I didn't know we was going out, girl.
Well, let's wrap it up. So we're wrapping it up. We talked about everything threesome. So let's go. Our ending.